Don't forget to use TCG Center 5 code on ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hello and welcome to Pokemon TCG Center Mario with you, and today we'll be looking at the Virginia Regionals Championship 2016 Top 8 deck, and this one is from Kevin Baxter, who played Vespiquen Flareon in the Master Division. So basically this is the deck list he played. The only card that I missed is a 1 Tropical Beach for the Stadium. So basically, let's take a look. So he played standard Vespiquen Flareon deck with 28 Pokemons, 25 trainer cards, and only 7 energies. So what is really special about his deck is that you have those Vespiquens with the Be Revenge and the Flareon with the Vengeance who have the same attack. For the colorless, you can hit for 20 plus 10 for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So basically you can do a lot of damage, and both Pokemons are just stage 1, and they are also a non-EX, which means that your opponents will take only 1 prize when he will able to knock out your Pokemons. And the worst thing is that you also have live deal, which means that your opponents will need to take 1 extra kill or knockout in order to get 6 prizes. Because you have that live dew. And also, as a Vespiquen, he have the free retreat, so it's a little bit better than the Flareon, but they are both good cards. So let's take a look of the other cards that he played. So actually he played 1 Odino with Buse Body. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your hand, you can reveal it, and if you do, you can heal 10 damage and remove all special conditions from your active Pokemon, and then you need to discard your Audino. This is good because with it you can heal 10 and remove that annoying poison and sleep condition just in case you have it. 2 Shaymin for the setup, pretty much staple in each expanded and standard decks in these days, because setup is so good ability. When you play it from your hand, you can draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, and also for Sky Return you can attack for 30 and Sky returning back to your hand. 1 Gallade with the Premonition, which allows you to look at the top 5 cards each turn of your deck and put them on your deck in any order that you like. So this is good because you can get it with Max's Hidden Ball Trick, and you can pretty much get anything in top 5 cards that you really like to have. 4 copies of Combi, 4 copies of Vespiquen, pretty much staple, and it's, in my opinion, better to start with the Vespiquen in the front instead of the Eevee, because, well, maybe it's even not. Maybe it's even better to go with the Wobbuffet. I didn't see that he also played Wobbuffet in this deck, but yeah, if you start with the Wobbuffet, you'll not be able to set up, so that's also your problem. But I would better start with the Vespiquen instead of that Eevee with the Sign Evolution. But I don't know. Anyway, he also played 2 copies of Eevee Sign Evolution. With the Sign Evolution Eevee, you can search your deck for 3 Pokemon of different type that evolve from Eevee, revealed, and put them into your hand, which is good because he also played 1 copies of Jolteon with Electric Effect, which means that each of your Stage 1 Pokemon in play also have the there are also lightning types, which means that Vespiquen can also hit Eeltal for the weakness, for example. And he also played 2 copies of Eevee with the Energy Evolution, which allows Eevee to evolve the turn when you place the energy of the energy type. For example, if you attach the Fire Energy, you can evolve into Flareon for free, which is good. Then we have also 4 copies of Flareon Vengeance in this deck. Flareon from Plasma Freeze, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it is Plasma Freeze. 100 HP Vengeance for double colorless, 20 plus 10 for each of Pokemons that you have in your discard pile. And you also have Blacksmith in your deck. And with Blacksmith you can just attach 2 energies from your discard pile to Eevee, which is also good. 1 copies of Jolteon, as I mentioned it earlier. With the Jolteon Electric Effect, you can just have your Stage 1 Pokemons with lighting type. So yeah, I think that only stage 1 Pokemons in play are in additional lightings. I think that stage 2 will not count as it says on the card. Also one Jirachi EX as a tech. With the Stealer Guidance, you can pretty much, when you play Jirachi from your hand to bench, search your deck for any supported card, reveal to your opponent and put into your hand. This is good because if you don't have anything in your hand, or if you need Max's Hidden Ball Trick, you can just play Jirachi for like Maxi and play it. And you can also grab that Blacksmith, Lysander, and maybe Juniper, and depend on the situation where you're at. So this is just one copy. A lot of people plays 2 Jirachi EX, especially in those Vespiquen decks, but in this version there is only one. Also 4 copies of Unknown. This is just a good card to be true. With the Unknown Farewell Letter, you can put it on your bench and discard pretty much when you want on your turn. And if you do that, you can just grab one card from the top of your deck. So this is also good because it will give you a draw power, and you will also increase the damage on Vespiquen and the Flareon. Moving on to last Pokemon in this deck, which is Wobbuffet. So he have 2 copies of Bite Barricade Wobbuffets, which prevents all effects of your and your opponent's Pokemons in each player's hand, discard pile. They just don't have the ability anymore, and this is just good card to prevent your opponent from doing something if you go first, for example, or in the late game, who knows. But he is not able to attack with the Wobbuffet, so Wobbuffet is just for the tech, for the block ability. And right now we have 25 trainer cards. I only have 24 because I'm missing that Tropical Beach Stadium. So the 16 cards in his deck was the Tropical Beach. So Tropical Beach will allow you to draw cards until you have 7 in your hand and your turn is over. So 1 copy of Tropical Beach. Then we have 4 Battle Compressor in this deck. Battle Compressor is just good for this deck because with the Battle Compressor you can discard up to 3 cards from your hand, from your deck to your discard pile, which is good because you can discard all of these Pokemon that you don't really need, and you can also discard any supporter or those fire energy cards, so you can play Blacksmith and stuff like that. 4 copies of Ultra Ball. With the Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand and search your deck for any Pokemon, reveal and put into your hand, pretty much staple. It will also allow you to discard Pokemon so you can increase your damage on Vespiquen and Flareon. 4 copies of Versus Seeker. So with Versus Seeker you can discard, you can put a supported card from your discard pile to your hand. Also 1 copy of Blacksmith, I mentioned it earlier, attach to fire energy from your discard pile to one of your fire type Pokemon. So this is only for the Flareon. Some people, well, I didn't see it expanded that, but I see in the standard format that some people like to take the new Flareon, which also have, I'm not sure the name of the ability, but the same ability as the Jolteon, but only will add a fire type to your Pokemon, so that means that you can also play Blacksmith for your Vespiquen. 2 copies of Lysander in this deck. As you might know if you watched my previous video with the Daniel Altavilla deck, his max is Yveltal. He only played 1 copy of Lysander, but right here we have 2 copies of Lysander. So 1 copy also of Max's Hidden Ball Trick. As you know, if this card is your last card in your hand, you can only play it. In that case, put a fighting Pokemon from your discard pile into your bench and draw 5 cards, so this is only tech for the Glade. 1 copies of N, the most broken supported card in my opinion. That was printed, first was printed as the Team Rocket's admin, if I'm not wrong, and later was reprinted as a N. So you and your opponents shuffle your hands into your deck and draw cards equal to the remaining prize cards remaining. 3 copies of Professor Juniper, discard your hand, draw 7 cards, pretty much staple as a Sycamore, and 1 copies of Xerosic, just in case you need to remove Tool or Special Energy from your or your opponent's Pokemon. 2 copies of Lodestone for the free retreat. Also for the Ace pack we have that Live Dew, If this Pokemon, if the Pokemon this card is attached, is knocked out, your opponents take one fewer prize card, which is pretty good. 7 energies in total. We have 4 double colors energies in this deck and also 3 fire energies. So pretty much that was all. This was the top 8 Kevin Baxter, Vespiquen Flareon deck from the Virginia Regional Championship 2016. I hope you guys enjoy watching this deck review video. So don't forget to like it or dislike it if you don't like it. Also don't forget to click that subscribe button and stay tuned for more future videos. And until the next time, if you have any questions, don't forget to ask. Have a nice day and goodbye.